Hi, my name's Bryce, and this is Robot. So, I recently streamed through Castlevania Symphony at night because I had the question stuck in my craw. What makes this game so good? Why does this game remain a pinnacle of the genre almost 30 years later? Well, I think I've pinned down some specifics, as well as the secret sauce that elevates Symphony at night from great to classic. First of all, it's just a really well executed action platformer, which is a nothing statement, yes, but also a fine umbrella for these first few points. The aesthetics are decadent. The pixel art is some of the best there is and ever will be. There are frankly a ridiculous number of animation frames, but none superfluous. The soundtrack is pretty much all bangers, and the only couple tracks I wouldn't put on just to listen to still communicate the vibe of their respective areas. And speaking of vibes, they're immaculate. The combat system builds on simple building blocks to be immediately approachable, but with a surprising depth. You can stand, duck, jump, and attack, but by mixing these fundamentals with the extensive enemy roster, you get a multitude of encounters that keep the simple idea of hit them but don't get hit by them fresh throughout the entire playthrough. The castle map is brilliantly interconnected with well-placed warp points to reduce backtracking and offer you multiple routes when you need to revisit certain locations. And Alucard's additional movement abilities offer fun new ways to traverse places you had to walk through before. But now we're touching on the Metroidvania aspects of the game, and here's what I find particularly interesting about Symphony of the Night. Its item progression is almost dead simple. There are only 14 items required to achieve the true ending, 5 of which are keys to the final door, 4 of which aren't even relics, and only 2 of which actually provide new traversal methods. The other 12 are specific keys to specific locks, and rarely do you open up more than 2 possible paths to check at any given time. Our first lock requires the Jewel of Open to, well, open. And while that opens up a significant portion of the map, the correct path leads onward to the Leap Stone and our Double Jump. Double Jump allows us to reach a few corners that we couldn't before and explore 3 new directions, but only one leads forward. We find our Form of Mist next to only one of 3 grates where Mist could pass. Behind one of the other 2, we get our Soul of Bat and Learn to Fly, which cracks the map wide open, except for the few rooms still locked by some key. We can grab our gold ring now, which hints that there's more to this game than defeating Richter Belmont. We need the Echo of Bat to echolocate our way through the Dark Room Spike Maze, which earns us the Spikebreaker armor we need to pass through the Spike Hallway. Here we get our silver ring to pair with that gold ring, which earns us our Holy Glasses and access to the Inverted Castle, where we need to find 5 parts of Vlad to go fight Dracula. Note how far back in this chain we gained access to essentially the entire map, and how nothing after this point changes how we actually traverse the castle. They're just keys for locks. Now there's a couple other little locks, like this one secret room in the entryway where we need to go through this tunnel as a wolf and then back as a bat to open the wall for some reason, and there's a button we need to use the demon familiar to press to access a few more squares of map, but the demon card is like 2 rooms away, so... Anyway, the point is, essentially we've got everything we need to explore the castle in full, only 4 items in. So much of this game is spent simply in play, exploring the castle to our heart's content. So many relics, majority of them in fact, are just for fun. Outside of that one secret room, Alucard's wolf form is just a fun way to traverse horizontal spaces. The gravity boots are just a fun way to traverse vertically. None of that is really required, and not in like a speedrunning glitchy, oh well you don't need that. No, as in, you really don't have to use it at all. This I find fascinating about Symphony of the Night, specifically because it feels so counter to common Metroidvania progression. Many of the games in this genre I've played are unlocking major items up until roughly the final boss fight, but one stands out and it's my other favorite Metroidvania. See, in Metroid Prime, after unlocking the Phazon suit, you still have the hunt for the Chozo relics ahead of you, specific keys to a specific lock. This offers you a victory lap around the world map where you get to enjoy all the abilities you found and an opportunity to search for secrets and items you may have missed as you hunt down those relics. Even then, you still have 2 major boss fights ahead of you and another zone to go through, albeit a small one, but one where all those power bomb expansions really come in handy. I guess the point here is this is an all too rare design choice in Metroidvania progression, where there's a significant portion of games still to be played after you find the key traversal abilities, and in Symphony of the Night, that's like 60 to 70% of the game. Now here's what I think is the secret sauce, what elevates Symphony of the Night from great to classic. It's the RPG mechanics. By adding stats and equipment to a Metroidvania, we expand the possibility space for interesting and fun rewards to litter the map. Equipment can either offer simple number goes up rewards or fun effects like absorbing types of damage, like cat damage. Yes, cat is a type of damage in this game. Weapons not only have different attack power, but different attack animations, attack speed, attack range, recovery time, damage element, and some weapons have secret abilities that can be quite powerful or frankly hilarious. This variety allows you to prioritize stats and effects however you want, offering offering personalization and replay value. What if next time around you focus on intelligence and spells over raw physical strength? Also, each enemy has a loot table with 2 unique items, one of which is an even more rare drop, transforming enemies into little slot machines. Odds are you won't see what special equipment can be dropped from most enemies, but it is oh so exciting to see an enemy drop a new weapon to play with. And either way, we gain experience points with every enemy defeated, so there's always a reason to engage with the combat system and the enemies dotted along your path. So I think that's what makes Symphony of the Night special. What makes it more than simply a great action platformer with adventure game elements. Its Metroidvania progression provides plenty of playtime focused purely on exploration and using abilities that are just there for fun. The RPG mechanics provide a richer reward space and further elevate the existing game system, offering player customization and experimentation during the extended exploration portion of the game. Altogether, at the end of the playthrough, Symphony of the Night leaves the player with a simple yet powerful question. What if I try something else next time? Thanks for watching.